Once upon a time, in a world where animals could talk and magic filled the air, there lived a creature named Spider. Spider was great at talking to everyone and making friends with different groups. He was buddies with both the rich and the poor animals, and the strong and the weak. Everybody enjoyed spending time chatting with Spider. His friendly and social nature made him really famous among all the animals in the kingdom. Everyone loved Spider. Even though Spider was lazy, he had a special skill. He could talk to others while they worked, and he knew which animal had the skills to do a job or solve a problem. This made him super popular, and everyone would go to him when there was a problem. However, Spider became even more famous for his unusual talent. He could consume large amounts of food with remarkable speed. Spider was very mean. He never extended invitations to his friends to join him for a meal. Rumors circulated that whenever someone knocked on the door, he would secretly stash away all the food before welcoming the guests. Surprisingly, the other animals didn't seem bothered by his selfish and greedy behavior. Instead, they appreciated his friendship and enjoyed engaging in pleasant conversations with him. In the animal world, families usually ate together, but Spider did things his own way. He liked eating all by himself, and the amount of food he ate was 3 times more than what his whole family had. Spider always said yes when invited to eat with others. The other animals even cheered for him, making a special table with lots of food just for Spider. Animals who couldn't afford such big meals didn't invite Spider to events or meals. But if Spider found out about an event he wasn't invited to, he would still walk past sadly, hoping someone would ask him to join. One day, as Spider was taking his usual walk to the creek and back, chatting with other animals to know what's happening in town, the town crier shared some big news. The princess was getting married in a week at 6 in the evening. Spider got super excited, thinking about a big feast at the king's grand celebration. But then, his excitement turned into disappointment when another town crier announced the wedding of a rich farmer's daughter at the same time and day, but in a different location, on the other side of town. Now, Spider had a tough choice. Both events sounded fun, and it was not about deciding which one to go to, but rather how to attend both weddings. So, he asked his best friends, Lion and Baboon, for advice. Now, Spider faced a tricky decision. Both parties sounded like a lot of fun, and he knew there would be plenty of food. The king was very rich, and his parties always had lavish food. On the other hand, the farmer produced food, so Spider expected there would be a lot to eat there too. Poor Spider was in a dilemma. It was not the issue of which one to attend, it was about finding a way to attend both events. So, he invited his best friends to his house to help him think through this matter. His friends were excited to help because Spider was always solving problems for them in the community, so for once, they were happy to help him out. Lion said he was going to the princess's wedding, and Baboon was going to the farmer's daughter's celebration. Both of them wanted Spider to join them where they were going. Lion explained, "As fast as I can run, it would still be impossible for me to be at both weddings at the same time." So, he suggested Spider come with him to the princess's wedding because there would be a lot of food. Spider didn't like the idea of missing out on either feast. He insisted they come up with a plan so he could go to both events. After thinking a lot, Spider came up with a plan that would let him eat at both weddings. Spider's plan was to tie a rope around his waist and give one end of the rope to Lion and the other to Baboon. When the reception began, Lion and Baboon were supposed to pull the rope. As soon as Spider felt a tug, he would come over and start eating. Since Spider always got his own table and was always the first to be served, he would eat quickly and wait for the other tug. His friends were happy and jumped up and down, bragging about how clever Spider was. They thought it was a master plan, and Spider felt really proud. On the day of the receptions, Spider, with a rope around him, was all set for the first feast. When the princess's wedding reception was ready, and Lion saw that Spider's table was set, he pulled his end of the rope. Spider followed the pull, but Baboon pulled his end of the rope a few seconds after Lion did. Both Lion and Baboon kept pulling the rope, doing their parts of the plan, and excitedly waiting for their friend. The results were really bad. Spider felt intense pain. He cried out and asked them to stop pulling, but they were at the wedding, miles away from him, so the pulling continued. Spider vomited and begged for mercy, but the pulling got even tighter. Spider turned blue and passed out, but they kept pulling. Luckily, a family of rats came just in time to save him. The rats used their sharp teeth to break the rope. They helped Spider regain consciousness. Spider's big belly was now smaller, and he had a tiny waist. For generations after that, all spiders born had small waists as a reminder not to be greedy. The moral of the story became clear: greediness had led Spider to an unfortunate outcome, a reminder that choices must be made with care and without excessive greed. The Enchanted World, having witnessed Spider's misadventure, continued to share the tale as a cautionary story for generations to come. So, my friend, is the story of how Spider got a small waist.